Cornerman Radio with Barzini and Boxingeye. This is a fight I can see happening next. And let me tell you my reasons why. Terence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. We just saw Al Heyman work with Crawford with the Felix Diaz fight. And we saw before that the John Molina fight. Porter is the only one from the Al Heyman stable will cross the street to fight Crawford, because this is a guy who's coming up in weight. And the reason why I see this fight really happening, because the WBC, usually if you're a WBC champion and you're moving up, they put you high rank in the rankings, high in the WBC rankings. Soon as Danny moved up, he was the mandatory. And I think that's what they're going to do with Terence Crawford. I think what they're going to do is Shawn Porter, Danny is not going to fight you. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I think what they're going to do is for the interim WBC title eliminator, or whatever interim title they're trying to do, is Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. I see this fight happening next. Because there's nobody Shawn can fight either. Because he's not going to fight Earl Spence. So I see the WBC going to force this thing to happen. And Crawford ain't going to turn down Porter. And I doubt Porter going to turn down Crawford because he's coming up in weight. He fought Broner in a catch weight at 144. So I see this fight happening next, man. It's a tough matchup. I would love to see a fighter with a relentless style as Porter fight a guy like Crawford. Can Crawford do the same thing like Kell Brook or Keith Thurman, or in a better fashion? Or can Porter relentless style hurt Crawford and he getting his first loss at the welterweight division? Man, what's your scenario on this fight going now?
You definitely make a lot of sense there. You convinced me. I see Shawn Porter, that being very possible though, bro, because Porter is a guy over there. He's gotten the Kell Brook fight. He's gotten the Thurman fight. Come up a little short. I see him like a Danny Jacobs, willing to cross the street for a big fight, and I don't see Danny is not one that's going to cross the street anytime soon. Thurman and Spence aren't going to go over and fight on, ESPN Network. But look at Shawn. This poor guy, Shawn Porter, was about coming off the Berto win. Then he was going to go fight Delorme. It's not looking too good for him to get a Keith Thurman rematch right away. That's not looking realistic. Now, I'm pretty sure Al Heyman, his advisor, his people would say, okay, Shawn, you are the perfect guy to go. Let's go see how Terence Crawford looks against you. Will you cross the street? I'm sure Porter will be like, yeah, I'm up for that challenge. Now, the question will be for Bob Arum. And how's that stylistic matchup for Terence Crawford? Very interesting. Have we seen him against a rough, rugged guy like Shawn Porter and a big 147 guy like Shawn Porter? No. But I could definitely see Crawford being even more pinpoint than Keith Thurman. I could see him taking Keith Thurman's game plan and maybe even doing it even better. And I would definitely pick him to beat Shawn Porter. I like Shawn Porter a lot, but I think that style, I think Crawford is just, man, this guy's good. I don't think it's going to be until, I think eventually when the boxing fans are going to be craving in 2 to 3 years for him and Errol Spence. That's going to be one of the best fights in boxing history. Hopefully it comes sooner than later. Crawford is 29. Spence is 27, I think. I'd like to see them get it on before they're in their mid-30s. But, yeah, man, you bring up, that's a great fight. That's a fight that's realistic.